It's probably not surprising that when you think of healthcare, words like empathy, kindness, and compassion come to mind. It does for me. I mean, after all, the word care is right there in the name itself. Our research focuses on finding out about people's experiences of healthcare. So when we asked patients about what was the most important aspects of their healthcare interactions, we were not surprised that compassion topped the ranks. However, what did surprise us was that many people told us that it was in fact compassion that they often felt was lacking from these healthcare experiences. We were at odds with these findings because we've been working with healthcare providers for decades, and we know how hard they work and how they deeply desire to provide care that is compassionate. So this revelation caused us to dive a little deeper and to try and understand this disconnect. And this is how the Compassion Research Lab began. Now we have a much better sense of what compassion is and what it isn't, where to find it and how to cultivate it. But until now, we only focused on adults. Our most recent study shifted this focus and started to look at the way that kids and their families experience compassion. We wanted to understand how compassion is felt, seen, heard, and experienced by kids. And what we found out was up until this point, no one had actually taken the time to go to kids directly to understand their experiences and perspectives on compassion. Over the next series of videos, we're going to get down to the basic building blocks of the pediatric compassion model, and we're going to learn from the real pediatric experts. Kids. Before we begin, I'd like to give you an analogy for how to think of the pediatric compassion model. Think of it like a bike. If you had just the tires, the handlebars, or pedals, you wouldn't get anywhere. The domains of the pediatric compassion model are kind of like the parts of a bike. You're never going to know what it's like to have the wind in your hair unless all of those parts are working together. And in the same way, kids are not going to know the full transformative effect of compassion unless all of the parts of compassion are working together in unison.